Entitled coworker demanded I give her a ride. Now she's trying to ruin my work life over it. I work in a factory located in a remote area near a big city. Since there are no buses available, people usually rely on taxis, Uber, Lyft, or their own vehicles to get to work. I have my own car, so I drive myself every day. One of my coworkers, whom I'll call Megan, doesn't have a car and used to get rides from another guy at work. This guy was pretty creepy, so I wasn't too surprised when he got fired last September for being racist. Fortunately, I was on vacation at the time and missed all the drama. After he was fired, Megan asked if I could drive her to work regularly because she knows I live near her. We're part of a group that goes out for dinner once a month after work, and I had given her a ride home once after one of these dinners. I declined her request, explaining that I don't like driving people because it often leads to unnecessary drama, and I didn't want to get involved in that. In October, Megan asked me again if I could drive her for a week while her regular ride was on vacation. She offered to pay me $5 a day. I agreed, but only for that 1 week. I drove her to and from work every day, and on Friday, she paid me. Everything went smoothly, and we agreed that our arrangement was over. That ended up being Thanksgiving weekend. On Monday, the holiday, I guess she called and left me a message that she needed a ride to work Tuesday afternoon. I was with my family then, and according to the time-honored tradition of Thanksgiving, of course there's a ton of family drama I have to deal with. So the last thing I'm doing is checking my phone to make sure I didn't miss a call or anything. So I didn't get her one message that she needed a ride, and surprise, I didn't pick her up. She left me one phone message, didn't follow up, and expected me to be there. Even I know that's not how it works. So she's mad at me, and going around work shit talking to anyone who will listen. At this point, I don't even know about her message because I have a life, and heaven forbid she should actually talk to me about it. I didn't even know she was upset with me until my friend, Lessa, approached me and asked me what my side of the story was. Once Lessa heard me out, she said she thought Megan was being stupid, and I never really heard anything about it from anyone else after that. For the last few months, Megan has been ignoring me at work, which is just fine with me. It requires no effort on my part and is totally her problem, in my opinion. At least she isn't asking me for rides. Until last week I noticed she was scheduled to work a rotation with me, and someone else showed up. I'm guessing that she made a protest to the supervisors, and they moved her, which I found really strange. They don't generally get involved in petty crap, and it makes me wonder what she's been telling them about me. I don't know if I should speak to them about it or what. I really don't feel the need to justify myself to anyone about my personal business, but now she's bringing it into my professional life. It's a problem I have no answer for, as I don't want to come off as petty to my superiors, but I don't want her maligning my reputation either. On Friday, Lessa came to me, and we were talking about our monthly dinner, which is planned for this coming week. Apparently, Megan refuses to come to dinner if I'm there. And it's really important that she come this time, for whatever bullshit reason I wasn't really listening to. Bottom line, I'm not invited to come, because it's more important that Megan be there. I was shocked and upset. I said some things I probably shouldn't have about how it's her problem. I don't have a problem with her coming. They're excluding me when I haven't done anything wrong. Lessa was super apologetic, and I think she's on my side, but she was outvoted. Lessa told me she wanted to be honest with me. The rest of the group would have lied to me and said we weren't going this time. She was worried I would have found out about it later and been even more upset. She was right about that. I told her it really hurt my feelings, but I appreciate that she would let me know. I was upset. It was my birthday on Tuesday, and she invited me out for a drink after work to celebrate after she talked to me. I went, and we had a great conversation, and I definitely feel good about my friendship with her. Everyone else can kick rocks at this point. When I told my husband about it, he was furious. He wants me to go scorched earth on Megan and my other so-called friends. I could, but I don't want to. I want to sit back and see how the situation plays out. I can see the advantage in having a talk with my supervisor about the refusing to work with me thing, but other than that, it's not worth it to me. I go to work to make money, not friends. It was nice to be included, but I'm thinking about creating my own group. Who knows? This could be a few of them, and the rest have no idea. I could actually see that happening. To be clear, I don't care about Megan hating me. That's her problem. I just don't get the entitlement that you have a car, so you have to jump when I need something. I have a job that has no public transportation, so others need to accommodate their schedules to me. It's ridiculous, and I should have stuck with my original no. We're all old enough to be grandmothers, for goodness sake. Update. I got a lot of advice to speak up to my manager about the situation. People also agreed with my plan to ignore her and dump the friend group. I also got advice to go to dinner anyway, but I didn't do that. I'm not interested in causing drama or being somewhere I'm not wanted. So the day of the dinner that I was told not to attend, one of the other women going was leaving early and told me she'd see me at the restaurant. She had no idea I'd been specifically told not to go, and she said screw them. You should come anyway. I appreciate that, but I'd made other plans anyway, so I didn't go, and I'm glad I'm staying away from the whole situation now that I have some more information about what's really going on here. I did speak to my supervisor about it. I just let her know that I recently became aware that Megan was holding a grudge against me for something that happened last October, and while I wasn't upset about anything, I just wanted her to hear my side and keep me out of it. She said she hadn't heard anything, but I would have said the same thing in her shoes. The next week we're all on afternoons, and I got invited out after work with a larger group that included some of the women from the original group, but also some of the younger girls. It went okay, but those girls aren't really my style. I've been invited out again, but I'd rather go out after work by myself on Fridays. I have some parking difficulties that day, so it makes it difficult to get home until later. No big deal, and I like to go out by myself. I I have my regular places where I know people, and I'm happy with that. I just can't afford to go out 2 days in a row. I got quasi-moved to a different department, so I've been working a little more closely with Megan and her cronies. The reason she was asking me for a ride was because her regular ride got fired for being racist. I was on vacation at the time, so I missed all the drama, but I heard about it from her when she first asked me to drive her regularly, and I said no. Well, he's not the only racist in that group. I work in a factory in Canada. We've been getting a lot of people who are new to Canada come in the last few years. People from all over the world. There are communication barriers. There are cultural differences. There are new rules to ease difficulties. I like what the company is doing to forge a path through this time of transition. We have a whole new category of microaggressions to make it clear what type of behavior won't be tolerated. For example, you're not allowed to comment on people speaking their own language unless they are speaking directly to you, which is a law here. Or a woman can't ask for a job away from men for religious reasons. We don't discriminate against gender. There are rules about hygiene, and we have a scent-free policy. This group, they don't like the foreigners. They complain that they dress differently. They speak their own language. They smell funny. They can't speak English. They just have accents, so they might be a little difficult to understand. We also have an accent to them. Sometimes they don't understand us either. They actually speak 2 languages, but those creeps wouldn't understand that. They can't think that rationally. I can't believe some of the things they say. That all stopped when Megan started hating me, so that's a bonus. I actually like a lot of the new people. Most of them are hard workers and have good attitudes. We have a pretty rigorous screening process to make sure we get people who will mesh with us and work together. I've gotten to know quite a few people in the few years I've been here, and I'm always ready to take new people at face value. I'm not concerned about race or religion. I just want to know if you're a good worker. I'm happy to help and hope you'll help me if I need it. If you try to take advantage, I'll see it. I get asked a lot about new people because I'm just as likely to say something positive. I'd say even more likely because I'll bring up if someone needs more training or just isn't getting it occasionally, but I'll mention that a person is doing a great job a lot more frequently. I also get all the gossip about what this group is doing and saying to people who they seem to be going after. They're being really mean to a specific few of our immigrants. Some bullying tactics and outright yelling at times. I've witnessed a few things and had my own interactions as well. I report those things when they happen. Maybe not a written report, but definitely don't you think it's odd that this person said that thing or did that? Maybe just pointing it out, I guess. I do report when I witness the major things I see. I also keep my confidence when I'm asked to, and I get asked a lot. I always say I'll keep it to myself unless the supervisor asks me directly. I've facilitated meetings for shy, scared girls who are getting cussed out for no reason. My attitude is that I'm a white woman born and raised in Canada. If I wouldn't let someone treat me like that, I wouldn't stand by and let it happen to someone who thinks she doesn't have a voice. She does have a voice. It might sound like my voice at first, but not for long when she realizes she's valued equally to whoever is treating her badly just because of her race. And I've seen some pretty hair-raising stuff over the years. I'm not shy about using my white privilege to demand equal treatment in the workplace, or to demand safe working spaces. I've seen it many times before. Hire immigrants who don't understand their rights, or even that they have rights. Then make them work in unsafe conditions for next to no money, because they don't know any better. The place I'm at now is worlds different than those types of places, and I love it. Maybe I'm a little entitled too, but I try to use my powers for good. I'm pretty sure that another one of the racist groups is currently under investigation and won't be around for much longer. This makes me very happy that I've decided to distance myself from all of them, even though I don't think a couple of them realize what's actually going on and just enjoy the company for dinner once a month. So all in all, I'd say I have a good outcome from being excluded from socializing with a bunch of racists. It definitely doesn't hurt my feelings at all anymore, and I've applied for a transfer to a totally different department that is my dream job. So here's hoping I get it. Thanks to everyone who gave advice, and sorry this was so long.